What is up, everybody? It is Guy Smiley here, and in this video we are going to be doing a review of these two custom figures that I got from NiceBricks. Now, I don't know if the name is pronounced NiceBricks because the figures that they make are indeed very nice, as in the case for these two figures and pretty much everything else I saw on their website. Or if it's pronounced NiceBricks for the city in France, which is called Nice. It's about 30 minutes outside of Monaco, which is where these figures were shipped from. So I don't know if this person is based in Nice, France, or Monaco, France, and if their name is named for just NiceBricks or if it's NiceBricks for the city. But either way, these figures are very nice. The Lannister army soldier, which is really cool to get a generic Lannister army soldier. You don't see a lot of people making generic army builder figures like this. You see a lot of the main characters, but you don't see a lot of just the generic army figures, which are just as important, I think, as the main characters. But this guy will cost you 12 euros, which is about $12.82. So 12 euros for $12.82, which is using the current conversion rate at the time of this video, which is $1 to 1.07 euros. It goes up and down. Now is one of the better times to buy these, I think, if you're in the U.S. It was previously 1.14 euros to $1, so it would cost you a little bit more to get this figure back then than it would now. The Senate Guard is only 10 euros, which translates to $10.69, which is a very good price, considering. I mean, I think it's fair. I think it's fair. Usually, you see custom figures go these days for $15 to $20 to $25, but these ones don't really have a lot of custom printing. In the case of the Senate Guard, it only has really two custom pieces, including the cape. The capes are by Cape Madness, who makes custom capes just like Legos, and the shipping was 8 euros, so that's about $8.55, which is a little bit expensive, but it is international shipping, so it's definitely not going to be cheap, but it is on the cheaper side for international shipping, because I know that here, if I wanted to send this to France, it would cost me $14, so definitely a little bit cheaper than it is here to ship things to other countries. But yeah, so these, I mean, like, the shipping was really fast too. It only took about like a week and a couple days for these to get to my house all the way from France. So let's take a look at the Senate Ceremonial Guard up close first. So here's what the figure looks like in hand. As you can see, it looks really good. I mean, this helmet here is the only custom piece on the figure other than the cape, because the torso is actually a official Lego torso. I was a little bit disappointed to find that out, because I thought that it was going to be a custom printed torso, but it's actually just from this figure, from the First Order Battle Pack that was released about 2 years ago. So I would have liked to see maybe a custom printed torso with just some like cloth indentation on it, because these guys in the movies and in the 2003 animated series, where he made a brief appearance before getting killed by General Grievous during Palpatine's abduction. But I would have liked to see some kind of just a plain torso with just some printing on it that had like some cloth folds, because these guys, they are like the Empire's royal guards in that they do wear like just a robe pretty much, and it's all just cloth, so they wouldn't be wearing a belt or anything. You could also custom make, maybe you could buy another one of these capes in dark blue and make a thing that goes over the front. Somebody did do that, I did see on Instagram, and it looks really good because it looks a lot more accurate to what they actually wore. But other than that, I mean, it's definitely worth the $10, I would say, because it's really rare to find this figure. You don't see a lot of customs of this figure, and it's just a really cool looking character. I bought 2 of them because I wanted to have a little squad of them. But the helmet is 3D printed, actually. You wouldn't know that just by the outward appearance of it, because it looks so smooth and so good. I'm usually not a fan of 3D printing on for customs, for Lego customs, but I mean, if you can get it to look this good, I'm definitely okay with it, because usually you can see some kind of a graininess on the surface, because 3D printing, it uses that little like string of plastic to form the object. But he painted over this really nicely, and it looks so smooth, and it just looks perfect. I mean, I don't really have any any bad things to say about it, other than the fact, I mean, there is a little bit of a blemish there on the very tip right here. We can see a little bit of the white showing through on the very tip, because if you paint it like this, the paint might not get under there. It's a little bit less apparent on this one, I think, but this one you can see a little bit of a minor imperfection there on the tip, but it is only minor. On the underside, you can see that it is actually 3D printed, because I mean you wouldn't want to paint the inside of it, of course, but you can see the graininess there, and it is a very high quality 3D print. As you can tell by the graininess, the grain is really small, so it's a really thin filament of plastic that was used to print this. So I think that's also why it looks so good, is because it's a very high quality 3D print. But it fits on the minifigure head very, very securely. It doesn't like flop around like some 3D prints and other custom molded things even do sometimes. And it comes off pretty easily as well, so that's very nice. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this figure. The capes from Cape Madness are very high quality. They're just like Legos pretty much, using the old starchy. They're really nice, like just a very sturdy, starchy fabric, kind of like the old ones that Lego used to make before they used the spongy fabric. That's all I have to say about this guy. And here is the Lannister soldier minifigure. The helmet here is actually custom molded, and it's very high quality, and it looks really good. It's super accurate to the helmets that they had on the show, and it just looks really good all around. I mean, like, there's really no imperfections with it that I can see. It looks really good. I think that most of his things are actually custom molded. I think that the 3D printed Senate Guard helmet is the exception to the rule, because I think it was meant to be more of a like a special edition, kind of a rare minifigure, just as like a little. It's not part of his main product line, because it is the only custom figure from Star Wars that he has on his website, and there's only 8 of them left because I bought 2 of them. So, but there is a lot of these in stock, so you guys don't have to worry about these selling out. The armor here is printed with a custom design that looks really nice. I do believe it is pad printed, and it looks really good. You can see each of the individual buttons there. You can see the belt, and it looks very accurate to the armor that they wore in the show as well. And it looks really good. The little cape is really nice too, from Cape Madness. It's kind of a smaller version of the capes that Lego makes, because they didn't really wear full capes in the show. They just kind of had smaller ones, and this one I think is like very nicely representative of those that they wore in the show. But other than that, there's really no other custom parts on the figure. There's no printing on the back. There's no printing underneath the armor. It's just a plain black torso. But I don't think that they really needed to add anything else to this figure. I think it looks really good just the way it is, and it kind of kept the price down to allow you to buy multiples of these and build like a nice little small squad of them if you wanted to. And it ends up looking really good. I think it kind of fits with Lego's aesthetic of kind of a simpler style. There's not like printing all over it on the arms and the side of the legs and the side of the torso. Just only the parts that need to be custom and printed are there. And it works out really nicely, I think. And that is all I have to say about these figures. Overall, I definitely recommend them. I definitely recommend checking out his other figures too, because he has a lot of figures, and I think that he is one of the lesser known custom minifigure manufacturers. Because I only recently found out about him, and then I was like, wow, how have I not heard or seen any of these figures anywhere? I mean, they're so good looking. They look really nice. And they're very useful for all different kinds of builds. If you guys like Castle, he has a lot of Castle, Lord of the Rings figures, some Game of Thrones figures on there. And be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. And also leave a comment down below if you guys would like to see me do more custom figure reviews, because I think there is a lot out there that's not been reviewed, a lot out there that people don't know about in terms of the custom minifigures and the custom Lego space. So be sure to leave a comment about that, and I think that's going to be it. So I'll see you guys next time.